Hello everybody. Today I will discuss the first chapter of Standard 9 Economics, the story of village Palampur. It is the part 1 of this chapter. In this chapter I will discuss the infrastructural condition basically in the village economy, what is the meaning of production, what is the main aim of production, what are the factors of production, and which factor of production is better one. So first I will discuss infrastructural sector in village economy of India. Most of the villages in India are well connected with other neighboring villages or town through all weather roads. Weather roads means concrete and metallic roads, and these roads cannot be damaged in any weather condition. So in most of the villages in India, well weather roads connected with neighboring villages or town. So similarly in village Palampur, one neighboring village is there, it is Raiganj, which is 3 kilometer away from the village Palampur. And also nearby village Palampur, one small town is there, Sahapur. So village Palampur, it is an imaginary village. What type of conditions available in village Palampur? The same type of condition is available in almost all the villages in India. So first one, it means almost major villages in India are well connected with other neighboring villages or town through proper weather routes. Next one, most of the Indian villages have primary schools, health centers, etc. If you go to any village, you can find community health centers, primary schools, and one or two high schools. So similarly in village Palampur, two primary schools are there and one high school is there. In related to the health, one primary health center managed by the government and one private dispensary treat the sick people. Then third type of infrastructure, many kinds of means of transport are available like motorcycles, jeeps, tractors, tongas, etc. in village economy. Okay, if you go to any village nowadays, in recent time, many modern vehicles are plying on the roads. Clear? Now, road condition is good one. Weather roads connected with nearby villages are also connected with nearby towns. So we can find some modern vehicles are driving down on the roads. Similarly in village Palampur, all these vehicles are plying on the roads and ferry goods or transport goods to the nearby village Raiganj and Sahapur town. Next one, almost all the villages in India connected with electricity. Nowadays also government providing electricity facility to the BPL people under Saubhagya Yojana. So BPL people, below poverty level people, they pay minimum fees, very minimum fees to the power company. So nowadays, almost all the villages in India are connected with electricity. And we know that electricity is very valuable one in household sector, basically in home. And basically in the villages, it is very useful for operating small business and also very useful for irrigating the cultivable lands through pump sets. Then most of the villages in India, minor irrigation project is there. We know that three type of irrigation projects are there. In case of minor irrigation project, less than 2000 hectares of land getting water facilities throughout the year. And in case of middle irrigation projects, more than 2000 hectares of land and less than 10,000 hectares of land getting water facilities. Similarly, in case of major irrigation project, more than 10,000 hectares of land getting irrigation facilities. But basically, most of the villages in India, minor irrigation project is there. So definitely less than 2000 hectares of land getting irrigation facilities throughout the year. So here also same data I have given. Another most important infrastructure for the development of agricultural sector, for the development of crops. Okay, it's basically, you know that in our country, due to malformation of monsoon, due to scanty rainfall or due to scarcity of rainfall, agricultural production is affected. In majority parts of India, due to drought type of condition, production is severely affected. But now, most of the villages in India, minor irrigation project is there to irrigate the cultivable lands throughout the year. Clear? So, it is the infrastructural condition in the village economy. So, one question is there, most of the villages have good infrastructure, justify. So, same the above points actually you discuss in this question. Next one, I move towards production. What is the meaning of production? Production means transformation of inputs into output. For example, manufacturing of a car from steel, manufacturing of sofa set from wood. Basically, manufacturing means product is produced by using of machine tools, equipments and proper manpower. Okay, if you go to the sugar industry, then major input is sugarcane. So in sugar mill, there is manufacturing of sugar from sugarcane. Similarly, if you go to the cotton textile industry, then you can find that manufacturing of dress materials or manufacturing of cloths from cotton. Clear? So simply production means transformation of inputs into output. Another example you see, if you go to the bakery factory, then in bakery factory major inputs are flour, oil, milk and sugar. So by using these inputs, bakery factory produce biscuit and cake. Clear? So basically production means transformation of inputs into output. Then what is the main aim of the production? The main aim of the production is to produce goods and services to satisfy the needs of the people, because each and every moment we need goods and services to satisfy our needs. So production of varieties of goods and services always fulfill the needs of the people. Then I will discuss 4 factors of production or 4 requirements for production of goods and services. So 4 factors are there: land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. These are the 4 prime factors for the production of goods and services. First, I will discuss the land. Land is a free gift of nature. It is a very important factor of production. It is a quintessential factor of production. It is a very necessary factor of production. Okay? Without land, nothing can be produced in the economy. So, what is the definition of land? How to define land? Land is a free gift of nature for man's aid. Actually, land provided by the nature for man's aid. The creator of the land is the nature. The nature providing the land to the people for production purposes. Clear? It is an indispensable factor of production, very necessary factor of production. Okay? There is no existence of natural resources such as water, forest, minerals, etc. without land. Nothing is possible without land. It is quintessential factor of production of goods and services. Okay? If a producer or an investor want to produce a commodity, first one, the producer need a good piece of land. Without land, production is not possible. He need a good piece of land, and then develop the plant, and then purchase machine tools and equipments, then purchase raw materials, then recruit workers. Clear? Then recruit one entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is basically the person who possesses knowledge, efficiency power, and skill power, and has ability to organize the business, has leadership quality, always working with uncertainty, always protect the workers, So first factor, land is the prime factor. Okay? It is a free gift of nature for man's aid. It is an indispensable factor of production. It is a very necessary factor of production. And there is no existence of natural resources such as water, forest, mineral, etc. without land. So without land, the production is not possible in earth. Then area of the land is fixed one. Because land provided by the nature, it is the responsibility of the human being to protect the land, to preserve the land, to improve the land. Okay. But nowadays, it is manhandled, maltreated. The people mistreat the land. We are developing household buildings on cultivable lands, developing factories, farms, industries over the cultivable lands. Clear? Government develop roads, bridges, okay, develop canals over the cultivable lands. So due to this, nowadays land is destructible in nature. It is annihilated by the human being. But it is our prime duty to protect the land. If we want to increase the production in the economy, then it is our responsibility to preserve the land, to make improvement over the land. Always try to increase the fertility power of the land. Okay? Always try to convert the barren lands into cultivable lands, grazing lands into cultivable lands. Okay. It is next one, it is desecrated or destructive one due to manhandle by the human being. Already I have discussed. Second factor is the labor. Without labor, production is not possible. Suppose as an investor, you choose a land, develop a plant, develop industrial building, then purchase machineries, purchase raw materials, but there is no labor. Okay? then production is not possible. So what is the meaning of labor? Actually, laborer is a person, and the service of the laborer is labor. Person is the laborer, and service of the laborer is labor. But commonly, just we are telling it is labor. It means people rendering their physical and mental service, and in return receive remuneration or wages. Okay, people render their productive services, and in return receive remuneration or wages. Some manual workers, they are doing physical work, and some educated people, they use their mental power, they use their mental service to do some work. So it means people offer their physical and mental service, and in return receive remuneration or wages. It is the second most important factor of production. Different production activities require different types of workers, such as highly educated, highly skilled, or those doing some manual work. You know that different types of workers are there. Highly skilled, already got advanced training, already expert in a particular work. Suppose you think about the engineer, doctor, lawyer, teachers, they are expert one in their respective fields. Okay, skilled, semi-skilled. Okay, they are having partial knowledge in a particular field, semi-skilled. Unskilled means uneducated people. They have not got any advanced training. Okay, they are unable to do work with machineries. So different types of workers are there: skilled, semi-skilled, unskilled. So in different production activities, different type of workers indulged or involved. Okay, and some workers doing manual work. It means work means nowadays some unskilled workers. But nowadays majority skilled workers, they are doing work with technology. Nowadays also digitization process, the teachers must have knowledge in regarding to the online teaching. Similarly, the students, they must have inhabited or accustomed with the online teaching. But now time is coming, we must accept online teaching, and also it is very valuable one. Next one, each worker provides labor service necessary for production. Okay, according to the purpose of production, laborers rendering their services. Third factor is the physical capital. Generally, physical capital, machines, tools, equipments, industrial plant, raw materials, fuel, money. Okay, these are the different physical capital. So how to define physical capital? Physical capital are those type of capital which are useful to produce other goods and which are fruitful or useful to produce other goods and services. By using this capital, the producers and investors, they can produce other goods and services. It means also further means of production. It means again it is used to produce other goods and services. Again, machines, tools, equipments, industrial plant, raw materials, money, fuel, etc. Again, this type of capital used to produce other goods and services. So physical capital are two types. One is the fixed capital, and second one working or circulating capital. First I will discuss fixed capital. It means those type of capital used again and again or repeatedly used in the production process to produce other services. It is very easy one. Repeatedly used in the production process. Used again and again in the production process. Machines, tools, equipments, also rooms of the plants, used again and again to produce goods and services. It is the fixed capital. So those type of capital used again and again or repeatedly used in the production process to produce other goods and services. So this type of capital can be used for several years. These type of capital do not lose their identity in the production process or do not get merged in the production process. They are having separate identity. It is very easy one. These type of capital do not lose their identity in the production process. For example, you see, suppose an investor produce steel products by using machine, but machine, okay, does not merge with the steel products because the machines having separate identity. They do not merge in the production process. What is merging? Suppose one example you see, suppose you want to produce biscuit. You take inputs like flour, oil, milk and sugar. Okay, by using these inputs you can produce biscuit. So these inputs convert to biscuit. It means in production process these inputs like flour, oil, milk and sugar merge with the biscuit because they lose their identity. After production they do not have separate identity, but it is not possible in case of machine, tools, equipments and rooms of the plant. They do not lose their identity. Okay, they do not merge in the production process. They do not merge with the final product. Have you clearly understood or not? So for example, fixed capital, machine, tool, equipments and industrial plant. Second one, you see working capital or circulating capital. Example, raw materials like sugarcane, cotton, jute, money, fuel. It means those type of capital used only once in production process. Used only once in production process to produce other goods and services. These type of capital are not used repeatedly, are not used again and again in the production process to produce goods and services. Used only once. You go to the printing press, you see printing ink is used only once to produce printing materials. Similarly, you go to the printing press, you see papers used only once to produce notebooks. You go to the sugar mill, you see sugarcane is used only once to produce sugar. You go to the cotton textile industry, main input is raw cotton. So cotton is used only once to produce dress materials or cloth. So it means those type of capital used only once in production process to produce other goods and services. Similarly, some amount of money, we can use it only once. We can use, okay, suppose 10,000 rupees is there. We can use 10,000 rupees only once for making any type of payments. So this type of capital used up in the production process to produce other goods and services. It is very important one. These type of capital used up in the production process to produce other goods and services. It means these type of capital lose their identity in the production process or get merged in the production process. For example, you see when sugarcane manufactured to sugar, then in the production process it merged with sugar. So similar type of example already I have given. If you take flour, oil, milk and sugar to prepare to produce cake, then in the production process these inputs like flour, oil, sugar and milk merge with the final product cake. these inputs lose their identity. Similarly, sugar cane also lose its identity. When sugar cane convert to sugar, then sugar cane lose its identity, okay, after production. Similarly, if you use cotton to produce cloth, then in the production process cotton lose its identity and merge with the cloth materials or merge with the dress materials. So this type of capital, again you see, this type of capital used up in the production process to produce other goods and services. Used up in the production process means this type of capital lose their identity in the production process or get merged in the production process. But it is not happened in case of fixed capital, because in fixed capital, machines, tools, equipments, rooms of the plant, they do not lose their identity. They do not merge with the finished product or merged with the final product after production, because they are having separate identity. But here, in case of circulating capital or working capital, this type of capital merged with the finished product in the production process. So this type of capital used up in the production process to produce other goods and services. Okay. For example, you see, working capital or circulating capital, raw materials, wood, sugarcane, cotton, jute, steel, then fuel, money. These raw materials used only once in the production process to produce other goods and services. Okay, these things are not repeatedly used in the production process. These type of are not used again and again in the production to produce other goods and services. And in the production process, these type of capital lose their identity. They merge with the finished product. Similarly, example is printing ink used only once for printing materials in printing press. Similarly, in printing press, paper is used only once to produce notebooks. Okay. Then fourth factor is very important one, human capital. Nowadays, the concept is very important one. Okay. So, what is the meaning of human capital? It means the skill, power, knowledge, experience, expertise possessed by an individual. Okay, when an individual has skill power, efficiency power, has knowledge and has expertise on a particular field, okay, then this individual, okay, is a human capital. It is the stock of knowledge. Second sentence you see, it is the stock of knowledge, skill, power, efficiency power and expertise embodied in human being. Those people having knowledge, those people having skill, power, those people having expertise in a particular field, those people having potentiality to do work. Okay, so these people are called human capital. So human capital, it is an active factor of production. Basically, trained people, educated people, they are having thinking power, they are having decision making power, they are having organizing ability. They know, entrepreneur, basically the manager of the company, already he gives the training how to manage the business, how to organize the business, how to distribute among the workers, how much money should be invested to produce the commodity, what type of technology must be adopted after production, at what price the product would be selling in different markets. So the single person, he is farsighted, foresighted and visionary person. Okay, so it is an active factor of production, human capital. Those people having knowledge, skill, power, efficiency, power, expertise, okay, they are having decision making power, they know how to organize the business, they know how to distribute the works, okay, they are having thinking power, logical power, they are having leadership quality. So human capital is an active factor of production. Next sentence is very important one. It is production which combines or arranges other factors like land, labor and physical capital. It means human capital organize other three factors, land, labor and physical capital, to produce goods and services. Clear? The manager of the company, nowadays in a company so many managers are there, so many entrepreneurs. Okay, in regarding to the marketing, in regarding to the human resource, in regarding to the export and import, in regarding to the banking, so many entrepreneurs are there. Okay, they are expert in their respective field. Financial entrepreneur only think about the finance. Okay, how to spend less money and produce more quantity of quality goods. Marketing manager, marketing entrepreneur, his work is after production, in which market basically more quantity of good would be sent for sale, and in which market less quantity of commodity would be sent for sale according to the demand. Each and every time the marketing entrepreneur, marketing manager always searching, detecting, always frisking the price of the product in different markets. Similarly, human resource always motivate the human resource, manager related to the human resource always motivate the workers, always encourage the workers to use their 100% efficiency power. Clear? Always boost the energy of the workers so that workers they can work in a comfortably manner, without any stress, without any burden, they can render their service. Okay, so different entrepreneurs are there nowadays in some large companies. So it is a factor production which combines or arranges other factors like land, labor and physical capital to produce goods and services. They know how to utilize the land, they know how to distribute the work among different group of workers, know what type of technology, what type of machines, tools, equipments, how much quantity of raw materials must be used, how much money should be invested, okay, for the production. So they organize other factors in production activities. Skilled, expertise and trained people always working with new production strategy and advanced technology. Nowadays, you know, always the skilled people, expertise people, trained people, efficient people, always they are very curious and they are voracious to work with new technology, to work with advanced technology, to work with new production strategy. Okay, each and every time they want to create some new strategy, so it leads to increase in production and productivity. Clear? Investment on human capital, investment on human capital, on education, health and training. Okay, investment on education, health and training. Yield return in long run. Instantly, actually, we cannot get return. When the money invested on human capital, instantly, hastily or expediently, we should not have expect the return. A certain period is there for completion of education, okay, for better health, and also some period is there for completion of training to accommodate or to cope up with new technology. But in case of physical capital, immediately you invest money and purchase machine, tools, equipments, and produce commodity and yield return. But in this case, some time should be taken. Immediately, we cannot expect of return. Due to human capital, more quantity of quality goods produced in less cost. Because always the trained and educated people, skilled, always the skilled people, efficient people, expertise people, you know, they love to work with technology. So their main ambition is to produce more quantity of quality goods in less cost. So also human capital is responsible for better utilization of resources. different type of resources according to their need, according to their requirement. They want to use the resources, they want to properly utilize the land, optimally utilize the land, they want to optimally utilize the efficiency of the workers, they want to optimally utilize the physical capital like machines, tools, equipments, fully utilize the rooms of the plant, fully utilize the raw materials, so there will be no wastage. Okay, so human capital is responsible for better utilization of resources. So overall growth of farm sector is taking place due to existence of human capital. Human capital entrepreneurs, managers, already those who got advanced training, those are highly educated one, those are expert in a particular field, those people, they know how to organize and how to manage the business, those people having some managerial skill. Okay, due to their presence, definitely, okay, overall growth of farm sector is taking place. The next one, difference between capital and working capital. Already I have discussed, again just I want to discuss. Fixed capital are those type of capital which again are repeatedly used in the production process to produce other goods and services. Working capital used only once in the production process to produce other goods and services, already I have discussed. Then fixed capital do not lose identity in the production process or do not get merged in the production process to produce other goods and services. When machines are used to produce steel products, then machines actually they do not lose their identity, they do not merge with steel products after production, they are having separate. But in case of working capital, lose identity or get merged in the production process to produce other goods and services. It means it is used up in the production process to produce other goods and services. For example, when the sugar cane convert to sugar, okay, sugar cane convert to sugar, then in production process sugar cane merge with the sugar cane lose its identity. Clear? Similarly, when there is conversion of flour to cake, then flour loses its identity and get merged with the cake. Clear? So working capital, those type of capital used only once in the production process and lose their identity or get merged in the production process. Third one, fixed capital is the stock of machine, tools and equipments for further production, and working capital is money for further production. Clear? Fixed capital is the stock of machine, tools and equipments for further production. Working capital is the stock of raw materials, fuel and money for further production. In case of fixed capital, investment on machine, tools, equipments and expand the plant size to stimulate the production. Okay, money invested on machines, tools, equipments and expand the plant size to construct some new rooms in the plant, okay, to increase the production. In case of working capital, investment on raw materials and fuel to increase the production. Investment more funds to purchase more quantity of raw materials and more fuel to increase the production. So examples of fixed capital, machine, tools, equipment and plant. Examples of working capital, raw materials, fuel, money, etc. Then difference between physical capital and human capital. Physical capital is useful to produce other goods and services. Physical capital, machines, tools, equipments, raw materials, money, fuel. Types of physical capital, you know, fixed capital and working capital. So fixed capital are useful or fruitful to produce other goods and services. But human capital put together combines or arranges other factors of production like land, labor and physical capital for production. Already have discussed. Physical capital are passive factor of production. It means physical capital itself cannot produce anything. Machine itself cannot produce anything. Money itself cannot produce anything. Raw materials itself cannot produce anything. Okay, they depend upon human capital. Okay, they depend upon, okay, skilled people. They depend upon efficient people. Okay, they depend upon the person who has managerial skill. Okay, who knows how to use the physical capital? So, but human capital is an active factor. I told to you already. I have discussed human active factor because trained people, educated people, they are having decision power, they are having thinking power, they are having logical power, they are having real skill. Okay, they know how to organize the business. They are having creativity power. So always human capital is an active factor of production. Okay, they do not depend upon others. They are having skill power to organize other factors like land, labor, and physical capital in the production process. So it in production activities. Investment on physical capital yields return instantly. If you invest money on machines, tools, equipments, raw materials, then definitely production increases and immediately the investors or producers would get return. But in case of human capital, investment on human capital, basically investment on education, training, health, okay, we cannot expect immediate return. Some time period is there. Training, suppose 6 months, 1 year period is there. After completion of training, then definitely I means you can offer your skill power and accommodate or cope up with new technology, then automatically return is coming. Similarly, education time period is there. For higher education, if you go to abroad for special training, you go to abroad, then after completion of training, you come back to the, and then render your valuable service. Then it means you earn more money, then return is coming. Here, in case of physical capital, there is investment on machine, tools, equipments, raw materials, and expansion of plant size for further production. In case of human capital, there is investment on education, health, and training for better organization of business. Clear? The difference between physical capital and human capital. Then one question is, explain the basic requirements for production of goods and services. Basic requirement means 4 factors of production: land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. These 4 are the basic requirements for production of goods and services. These are the 4 factors of production. Okay, production is possible due to the availability of land, labor, physical capital, and human capital. Which one is the most important? So most important one is the human capital. Among all the factors, human capital is the better factor of production due to the following reasons. Already I have discussed. Yes, human capital is an active factor of production. Okay, organize the business. Organizing other factors like land, labor, physical capital in production activities. Manage the business. Clear? Distribute the works among the laborers. How to utilize the land properly. How to utilize the machine, tools, equipments, and raw materials properly. What type of technology should be introduced in the plant so that more quantity of quality goods must be produced in less cost. It is the decision of the human capital. So it is an active factor of production. Human capital combines or arranges other factors like land, labor, and physical capital in production activities. Utilize other factors optimally. Fully. Optimally means fully. Proper utilization of other factors. Clear? So for this reason, human capital is better factor of production. Already I have discussed. Next one, what is physical capital? What are its different types? Physical capital, you know. Explain the meaning of physical capital. What is physical capital? Are those type of capital which are useful to produce other goods and services. Types, 2 types: fixed capital and working or circulating capital. Fixed capital used again and again or repeatedly used to produce other goods and services. But in case of working or circulating capital, those type of capital used only once in production process to produce other goods and services. Okay, already I have discussed. Okay, so in this part up to this much of person, then in the second part, okay, I will bring other some important facts. Thank you.